Okay, so I did it. I built the ship completely from scratch. And I mean, does it look good? Eh, it's alright. I think if I were to objectively give a rating from 1 to 10, I think I'll give it a 6. I think it's alright for the first try. And now, I know that it doesn't look like, but my inspiration for the design was to try to make it look like a Star Trek ship. Something like the Enterprise. I know, it doesn't look anything like that, but you know, the Enterprise ship is, you know, top heavy and a little small one at the bottom. I know that there was no way to make something duplicate something like that because there's nothing round, no round parts, at least not yet. But nevertheless, you know, I tried it. And so this is the result. This is the result. And now, for those who are interested in kind of doing something like building a ship completely from the ground up, I'll tell you guys. So you technically cannot just start a ship from zero. You have two options, actually three. One would be to buy a ship and just totally delete all the parts, or you can do like I did. I went on a mission to hunt down Crimson Fleet, and then on the last ship I just bought it, I took the ship, I used that. Now, either method you use is gonna cost you money. For taking the ship, I had to pay 12,000 credits to register the ship, and then I'm able to make changes to it. And the third option, which is free, is actually just completely delete the standard ship that you get in the game. I didn't want to do that, call me nostalgic, but I didn't want to get rid of the standard ship. I wanted to have it in the game. Now, once you delete everything, the good thing is that there's going to be an error message in the bottom right corner that's telling you everything that is missing. So that part is easy. You can just follow the error message and I kind of start adding the parts that you need to make this a viable, flyable ship. That's the easy part. Now, the difficult part is, I guess, you know, really have the creativity, use the parts, the right parts, and make it look good. And that's kind of the main challenge that I see. Just a couple of tips. When it comes to changing colors, you are able to double click on any part of the ship and it will highlight the entire ship so that you can change all the colors at the same time. And once that's done, then you can individually go to certain parts and change the colors if you don't like it. So that saves you quite a lot of time, particularly the highlighting part. So you can also individually highlight more than one part by holding Control and then clicking on the parts that you want to modify, change the colors. That's tip number one. Tip number two, you are able to use Control Z to go back. So if you made a change, you can disregard the change by doing a Control Z, just like in Windows. It will only go up, I think, a few steps. It will not go all the way back, but it will allow you at least a few steps if you messed up something and you deleted a part that you didn't want to. So that's that. Now, I am currently on piloting level rank 3, and I've only used all the parts that is located in the port of New Atlantis. I think I'll probably end up going to other ports to see what other parts are and change from there. So this is a pirate ship, so the name it just shows a pirate ship, but if you want to rename it, pretty simple. You click on flight check, and here's where you see all the error messages, and then there's a button up below that says rename ship, and I'm gonna call it, instead of pirate ship, I can change it to 100K. I call it 100K because that's how much I spent on this ship. That's how much I blew on this activity. It's actually 120K, but you know, whatever. So this is how it looks, the ship in game. I'm not sure how I feel about the wing. Try to make a nice wing, but you know, there is no one single piece that you can put together. So it is what it is. Here's the backside of the ship. I'll show you guys the inside as well. So from the inside, I chose living quarters. I think living quarters is always the nicer one. and this is the cockpit. So the cockpit is pretty open. It's not that big. I did a armory level here. There's a place here to store guns and all that stuff. And the guns that, everything that you store here doesn't count towards the cargo space. Now I also did a research space so that you can have access to different workbenches, the research lab and all that stuff. So all that is in here as well. And then finally I have another level at the top, and this one is called the captain quarters. So kind of like a hanging out place, and that's it. So my suggestion would be, if you want to build one from scratch, and as long as you have the credits, go ahead and do it. So you start learning. You're not gonna get the perfect ship from the first try. I mean, if you do, damn, congratulations, man, you're a genius in this area. But for most people, I'll say that if you have the credit, go for it. It is pretty fun. You do learn a lot, and as you progress the game, you make more credit, you unlock more parts. You'll be able to kind of just improve on it. And that's one of the reasons why I ended up just dropping 100k, because I think, this is going to be a canvas for me, because I do enjoy building ship. And as I get more parts and things like that, I will add, remove, and hopefully make it, better, bigger, as big as I possibly can. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for staying and watching this thing, and I hope some of the tips are helpful. Leave a comment if you also see a mistake that I made. Please let me know. And other than that, thank you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.